Hey guys, Rich here. I just wanted to say a few more words about what the conditions of carpal tunnel and tenosynovitis are like, what impacts they have, and what we can do to sort of help ourselves uh, through having these conditions on a daily basis. So, essentially, like I mentioned in the previous video, some 4 months ago, I woke up one day pretty much randomly just after shoveling snow for a few days, with this really bad stiffness and numbness. The numbness itself um, is attributed to carpal tunnel, and the reason is like over here uh, is your carpal tunnel, and there's a medial nerve running through, which basically powers, or rather brings sensation to these 3.5 fingers, right? Half of this one as well. On the other side, you've got another nerve known as the ulnar nerve, which brings sensation to this 1.5 fingers over here. So that one's fine. That one's not the issue. For me, it's the medial nerve that runs through here got compressed. Got compressed over a long period of time. Like I'm talking probably decades. I've been in the IT industry for a long time, over 20 years. And besides that, I was also working with computers and playing instruments. I've been playing instruments, piano and guitar and bass for many, many years. So, I mean, this is something that is quite common. The strange thing is that for me, I've got it in both hands, okay, right and left. Um, Now, that's carpal tunnel syndrome. Now, essentially, to fix that, the general procedure is, well, there's some conservative treatment where you can, do some exercises that should help over time. In my case, it's more severe. In fact, it's at the point where it does need surgery, hence I'm going to get surgery on the 18th of July. Today is the 13th of July. In 5 days, I'm going to get surgery. And I'm getting that on my right hand because that one's even worse. Now, basically the surgery consists of incising the carpal tunnel area. There's a bit of a sheath that the tendons and the medial nerve run through, so they open that up a little bit to give it more room for the tendons and the nerve to travel, and then they stitch it back up, right? And then I got to kind of take it easy for a period of the bandages come off after 13 days, so about those 13 days I'll be bandaged up. I'll have to rest. I might have to do some basic exercises just to keep my fingers moving, but no heavy lifting, and take it easy. Now, the tenosynovitis, which I mentioned in the last video, is much worse. Essentially affects everything from here on up, right? Carpal tunnel is over here. It affects it. It gives numbness, but the tenosynovitis actually makes it very difficult for me to make a full fist without using my thumb, and it's very tight, very stiff, and it makes it almost impossible for me to fully straighten my hand. And I've got the same condition on my right and left. Now, in terms of tenosynovitis, it's caused by inflammation of the A1 pulley, which is a tendon sheath. Tendon glides through the sheath when it's trying to straighten your finger or bend your finger. In my case, these are your flexor tendons. So it's the flexor tendons that are being impacted here. The extensor tendons on the other side, those are fine, not impacted. But for me, it's the flexor tendons, right? So it's difficult for me to make like a full fist without really trying because of the tightness, and it's difficult for me to straighten my fingers. I can type, I can play the guitar, but I mean, I'm impacted with that. Like every morning when I wake up, my hand is very stiff. So essentially, uh, oh, I haven't gone for the, I haven't gone for any surgery for the tenosynovitis. I've been actually doing a lot of research and consulting various medical professionals, and essentially what they do is they prescribe medication. I talked about that in my previous video, which I take. And if that doesn't really help after a period of time, you start to experience tendinosis, which becomes kind of a degenerative, longer-term condition. So the way to fix that, fix it over time, you get cortisone injections. Cortisone injections are very strong anti-inflammatory steroidal drugs that definitely do have a positive impact, but they only give you that 3 times because effectively, like, there's a diminishing value of returns after taking it twice. So if you still have the condition after you've received 3 injections, then the only other really medical community recommended way is to get surgery. The cortisone injection typically can last up to 3 years. So, and then within that 3 years, there's all the chance in the world for your tenosynovitis to heal on its own. So definitely, I mean, it's something that's worth trying and giving it an honest and earnest effort, or making the honest and earnest effort to heal and do all the other things that I'm already doing, staying away from inflammatory foods, doing the weight loss through natural means, taking the anti-inflammatory medication and things like that. In the course of the 3 years with the cortisone injection, it should definitely help, and then the condition should heal on its own. Now, the other thing is that if the cortisone injection doesn't heal, there is a surgery they can do where they basically open up the A1 tendon pulley. Apparently, there's 5 of these pulleys, something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or something. I'm not exactly sure exactly where they're positioned. There's a diagram online that shows, but it's somewhere around these joint areas. But what I do know is that the A1 tendon pulley, which is right here near the palm of your hand, is essentially a more or less considered a vestigial component of your hand, which means that it doesn't really serve too much of a purpose, and removing it can effectively happen without any impacts to the functionality of your hand. Even opening a couple of pulleys probably doesn't have really much impact. But yeah, opening that A1 tendon pulley has no impact at all in terms of what your hand can do. Essentially, it will allow your tendon to flow freely, and essentially the whole reason for the tenosynovitis is because of that inflammation of that sheath. The tendon has a hard time going through the sheath. If you open it up, right, then the tendon will be able to go through much simpler. Of course, I'm oversimplifying it, right? I'm not a doctor, but I'm just, putting it in my own words in a quick video. So what kinds of impacts has this had? Well, besides the ones I've already discussed, which are, essentially the stiffness and the numbness, there's also a lot of pain. So much so that I wake up in the middle of the night, multiple times. I also have sleep apnea, which is something I've been suffering from for a number of years, but I have an APAP machine. But prior to getting these conditions, the APAP machine was doing a pretty good job of helping me sleep better. Now with these conditions, I actually have a really bad time of it. I wake up every few hours. I get a lot of pain pain in my wrist, there's pain in my hand, and also the stiffness, right? Every morning I wake up with this terrible stiffness. It's not a situation with these conditions, it's not a situation where if you let it rest, then it's going to automatically get better, rest through the night or whatever. No, it doesn't. It actually doesn't help. It actually gets more stiff. So then, I get up in the morning and I have to do these exercises where I basically push the fingers back, right, like that, each and every finger like that, and I hold it for a period of about 30 seconds. Then I have another one where I basically put my other hand to the back of my hand, and I pull it forward as far as I can, and I hold that for 30 seconds. I do that with both hands. And then I have one where I put both hands together and I straighten them out like that, and I hold that for 30 seconds. And I try for more and more each time. There's also tendon gliding, or rather nerve gliding, where I basically put my hand in this type of a position and I straighten it, and then I pull it back, and effectively that and I face away from it. So effectively it helps somewhat, but it's not a situation that it makes it go away indefinitely. It's not a situation where it makes it go away for the entire day. I might get relief for an hour if I'm lucky, and then I have to do this again and again and again, right? So I am looking forward to getting the surgery to help me with my carpal tunnel, which is coming up on the 18th of July. And then for the tenosynovitis, I am pursuing an appointment with the rheumatologist to administer me cortisone injections. And then I'll have to take some rest. I'll have to take a few days off from that. Maybe 5 days it takes to actually kick in. And I'll probably be taking about 5 days off or so. So that's basically it. A lot of pain, a lot of stiffness. I am able to do most of my tasks, but I'm slow in getting started. Before I used to be able to just kind of go first thing in the morning. Now I have to actually, go through this period of about 15, 20 minutes where I do these exercises. I have to put my hands under hot water and then cold water, do some alternation. It's a pain, it's a real struggle. They have recommended icing. I've done some icing before. I put my hands into ice water, a bucket full of ice water with actual ice cubes. I mean, it didn't help hugely. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't really help that much. But with the medication and with exercise and with diet, I mean, things can only get better, but I mean, it's not like everything gets resolved, everything gets fixed within a few days or even weeks, right? It can take many months to heal. I've been told that the tenosynovitis should heal, but it could take months, it could take years. Well, I don't really have years. I mean, I don't really. Again, I've been battling this thing for 4 months. I can wait another couple of months, but I mean, I can't go forever with this, and I'm only getting older, right? I'm not, I'm no spring chicken, right? Having said that, these are the types of things, and this is not supposed to be a sob story or like a pity party or anything like that. I mean, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. I'm still cooking. I'm doing my chores. I'm working. I'm playing guitar. I'm practicing guitar. But anyways, essentially the thing is, I pray to God that things are gonna heal, things are gonna get better for me, that this is gonna heal, and just trying to be positive. So thank you for listening. I just thought of sharing this, the second clip. I'll be posting a few more to sort of document my journey, pre and post surgery and what I go through. So thank you and have a great day.